All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's hour number 2 of the Big Steve Malzberg Show, Thursday edition on the eve of the 4th of July weekend. Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, will join us momentarily. But first of all, I want to make it perfectly plain and clear. This tie that I am wearing is you can't see it, it's upside down here, but it's a Donald Trump tie. And I wear it all the time, but I wanted to point it out to you this time. This is one of, I think, 2 Donald Trump collection ties that I have. I like the ties, and now I'll wear them more than ever, just despite Macy's and whoever else is taking them off the market. Now, speaking of Donald Trump, very interesting. He posted on his Instagram account and wondered if anybody remembered when Barack Obama, at a town hall event, had referred to illegal immigrants from Mexico as gang bangers. What's that? You didn't hear that reported? That's right. And if you don't believe me, watch.
If we reform the immigration system, which is all broken, then this problem that you just mentioned takes care of itself. We should not be encouraging illegal immigration. What we should be doing is setting up a smart, legal immigration system that doesn't separate families, but does focus on making sure that people who are dangerous, people who are, gangbangers or criminals, that we're deporting them as quickly as possible, that we're focusing our resources.
Where do the gangbangers and the criminals come from for the most part? That's okay. Don't mention that. That's fine. It really, the double standard is just insane. I want to just point out one more thing real quickly here. Junior Scholastic Magazine. This is from May 11th of this year. In it, they have something it's called the back page, and it says the Iran deal, a tough sell with a question mark. And then they give these biased little tidbits about the negotiations between the U.S. and Iran. And then they say, write a persuasive essay from the point of view of either U.S. President Barack Obama or President Rouhani of Iran about why a permanent agreement is a good idea. They don't give you the option to write why it's a bad idea. They want to brainwash these kids into coming up with reasons why the deal would be a good idea. That's our schools at work, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to Tom Fitton now of Judicial Watch, but first watch this.
There were some 25 emails that were redacted from inclusion because of classification.
Secretary Clinton was very clear at her news conference in March that she never shared classified information in her personal email. You're now saying that was not true.
What I'm saying is that in the review process, and this is not, again, uncommon, over time, and in the review process, it was deemed that the information, or at least some of the information in that traffic, should be classified, and so it was.
All right, so there you go. Yes, in other words, Hillary lied. What a surprise. Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch, author of the New York Times bestseller, The Corruption Chronicles, is with us. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Steve.
All right, so, and you guys are the ones who get all these emails released for the most part. So what did we see and what did we not see in these latest rounds with related to Benghazi and related to her personal emails?
Well, in terms of the batch they released at 9 o'clock the other night, you've got an admission of criminality there in many ways, because Mrs. Clinton is required through her security clearance to treat this material as if it is classified potentially. And we rely on people, when they get security clearances, to know the difference between what is generally publicly available and what should not be. And so she set up a system, presumably, where this material is unsecured, which is a violation of the law and can lead to prosecution and loss of security clearance. So the State Department coming up and saying, oh, well, this gets classified after the fact, that is a dishonest way of talking about it. It's always classified, and what happens is the analysis is it becomes officially recognized as classified. But prior to that, it should have been treated as such. So now they know they have classified material that was sent to them by Mrs. Clinton. What are they doing to go and try to secure that material? Copies of it exist, presumably with her lawyer or somewhere else. And there are obviously other classified documents. If this first batch shows it, they are not doing what they need to do. And even national security is taking a back seat to protecting the Hillary Clinton campaign. That State Department spokesman shows that national security is off the radar. and they don't want to enforce the rule of law there. And that's why we're suing John Kerry to force him to go and do what is necessary to go and protect, retrieve, and secure these documents.
And what's the status of that lawsuit, and what exactly are you looking for there?
Well, it was just filed. They don't want to do anything. John Kerry should have brought in the Attorney General. He should have taken other steps as the agency had to do what was necessary. Instead of spokesmen coming out and paying defense lawyer for Mrs. Clinton. Folks have gone to jail for what Mrs. Clinton has done, just on the records alone. And we know they've got a lot to cover up. We just had documents come out this week, Steve, getting back to Benghazi, showing the White House and the State Department early on decided on this. The video made them do it. Big lie on the Benghazi attack, as opposed to it was an Al-Qaeda planned attack. And the records show the White House was the one pushing this initially, blessed Hillary Clinton's statement the night of the attack, blaming it on this internet video. And then later they started pushing it with radical Islamists to both here and abroad, incredibly, to push this internet video lie. The White House is up to its neck in these Benghazi lies. And by the way, there was no intelligence the administration shared with us yet to show it was anything other than a terrorist attack. So when you look at these documents, the conclusion is, where did this lie about the internet video come from? Mrs. Clinton and President Obama.
Yeah, and that email that was redacted, we need to see that. You know what?
There's an email that shows what they said that night to each other on that phone call.
Right.
The attack. They blocked that out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was redacted, and we absolutely need to see it. You know, I had Bobby Jindal on yesterday, Louisiana governor who's running for president, and he said, it's sad to say, but the Benghazi committee, if they want to see those erased emails from the server, what they should do is go to China and Russia, because they most probably have them.
I don't think they're erased. They're there. And either Congress, we're asking the courts, obviously, to force the State Department to take action. But they're there. No emails have been erased. Mrs. Clinton said she didn't erase. She didn't say she erased any documents. And Mr. Kendall, her lawyer, didn't say that they erased documents. They've been very careful about their language. Mrs. Clinton, nor her lawyer have said her documents have been erased.
But didn't she say the server was wiped clean?
She said, I did not keep certain records. And Mr. Kendall said the records are not on the server.
So,
didn't say nowhere else.
So you interpret that to mean that that if you get your hands on the server, everything is there?
I interpret that to mean that there are copies of these records. It may be literally true that they've been removed from her server, but they're somewhere else then.
Huh. Okay. And hopefully, are you confident one day we'll get our hands on it?
Yep, they will come out. They will come out. And that's the other lesson from this week. The emails that we're seeing that are causing so much consternation, showing Sidney Blumenthal, who worked for the Clinton Foundation, is the advisor to Mrs. Clinton on all sorts of foreign policy issues. And just think, those are the records Mrs. Clinton
that she wants us to see. Yeah, I can't.
What she doesn't want us to see.
I can't even imagine that. I absolutely can't even imagine that. What do you make of this code, Santa? She's got to go meet with Santa, so they need to delay the plane for an hour and have so and so get me iced tea in an hour. Well, why is she talking in code?
I don't know. You know, she's very secretive. I mean, that's why she was doing government business in a secret way like this, contrary to the law, and trying to keep this information away from the American people. The fact that she was dealing with Sidney Blumenthal in this dishonest way, frankly, is another indictment of her. These documents are a recognition that there was this massive obstruction, because these records should have been made available and searched under court order and under congressional subpoena many years ago.
Right.
And the State Department is acting as if it's an innocent bystander here. The State Department, the agency, Mrs. Clinton, all the president's men and women at the State Department, frankly, in the White House, knew about this secret email system, that they were happy to keep it, obstruct justice and obstruct the rule of law to keep it away from the American people.
Well, Tom, keep up the good work, as I know you will. Have a great, safe, happy 4th of July weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're coming back, folks. Don't go away.